are having a bit of a change of plan today, aren't we? But first we're going to go for a walk and try and seek some inspiration for the art journal. Yes, it's a beautiful autumn day. I have got my waterproof trousers on because it is forecast rain later, but that's okay, that's fine. We're going to pack a bag, aren't we? Going to pack a bag and yes, we're going to head off. I'll see you in a bit. I'm out with Timmy and he's enjoying the sunshine just like me, the bright autumn sunshine, and I'm on the hunt for some inspiration for my art journal. I've reached a bit of an impasse and I will explain about that a little bit later on, but first let's enjoy the beauty of nature, autumn at its finest. Yes, indeed. I think there's a little woodland path down here, Timmy. It's very, very narrow. Yeah, just got to watch your eyes on the lower branches. Yeah, but somebody has been through it with secateurs or something and has been snipping away, and we have a beautiful archway leading through the little woodland path, leading through the woods. Very nice, actually. It's not actually a wood, it's a copse. I think the definition of copse is probably more accurate. There's something very magical about a small copse. It's very peaceful, very peaceful. We've got a lot of ferns, Timmy's having a good old sniff through the leaves here that are slowly decaying on the floor. Lovely, because that all feeds the soil, doesn't it? Oh, the sun's peeking through the golden light. The stile. Excellent. Okay, we need to get round that, under it or over it. One of your choices, my love. Hello, I'm back, and but it's much later on in the day. In fact, it's evening now. I got waylaid. I had some things to do today, so yes, that took most of the day up, but I'm back and I've got my art journal out, and I wanted to have a little catch up about it because there's been a change of plan. So let's wind back to the beginning of 2025 this year. And at the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted to create a new journal all about Dartmoor, which is a national park near me. It's in Devon and it's where I live. Now, I started off with very good intentions. My plan was I was going to go up to Dartmoor and record the changing seasons. And for the most part of the year, that is what I did. I managed to record the different seasons and the wildlife up there, the ponies, obviously there are wild ponies on Dartmoor, and also weave a bit of that magical folklore that surrounds those wild moors. They have a lot of history, a lot of folklore, and I've weaved some of that folklore into some of the pages. So I was going really well. We get to autumn this year, and then everything had to stop. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Alison and this is Wildflower Stories, and I mostly focus on art journaling and art projects, but with a little bit of life interspersed. Now, last month I adopted my beautiful rescue dog Timmy, and I've made a video about that which I'll pop up here somewhere. Yes, in fact my last video was all about my first month with Timmy. Now that has been absolutely joyous, and it hasn't stopped me creating. In fact, it's motivated me to create even more. Maybe just the sheer joy of having him and the comfort of having a dog. Anyway, I was planning to go up to Dartmoor, and for the first few weeks I didn't think too much about it. I walked around my local area. I've got a lot of ridgeways and bridle paths and fields and country lanes to walk down, so there's plenty of places to take Timmy round here. Now, we had a little challenge the other day because he had to go to the vet for his first checkup. Okay, he'd already had a checkup at the rescue centre, but I wanted to take him again, ask a couple of questions and get him registered with a new vet. So I encouraged him to get in the car because he wasn't that enthusiastic on the way back from the rescue centre. So I was thinking maybe he's a little bit car shy, maybe he's a little anxious about the car, which is understandable. So, and I haven't intended to take him out in the car too much, but obviously with a dog there are situations sometimes where perhaps you need to take them to the vet, or you want to go out a little bit further afield to take them on a really great walk. Anyway, to cut a long story short, my closest vet is about 20 to 25 minutes away, and poor Timmy was very sick in the car. So I have got a lot of work to do in helping him get over that. I did speak to the vet about that. Or maybe, excuse me, maybe he doesn't get over it. I mean, maybe he always feels a little bit of motion sickness. She thought perhaps it was probably more motion sickness, but we're not too sure. So it could just be the stress of a car. Maybe he's a little frightened of cars. He's fine when we're walking around and the cars go past and the tractors go past. But yeah, maybe he just doesn't like going in a car. Now that doesn't stop me going up to Dartmoor. I do have to drive to Dartmoor, and I don't like just taking the car and going and polluting the environment and going up that way. I have in the past taken a bus and done it that way, walk to the local town, get a bus, do a little tour that way. Or I've amalgamated all my weekly trips I need to do, shopping, etc., by going up there. Because it's not that far, but it is too far to drive. Anyway, to cut another long story short, I have had to put going up to Dartmoor on ice just for the moment. So I'm going to be working on that. So I'm going to have to finish the rest of my journal, the rest of the year, from my photographs, from my memories, and taking some of my work that I did last year in a journal and bringing it into this journal, merging some journals, which I did do when I started this journal. I did a little bit of merging, and I'll leave a video about that because that was quite fun and very satisfying. Anyway, I have got some spreads that I've cut out from my old journal, which is absolutely fine because that journal wasn't finished and I kind of lost a bit of motivation with it. So some of these pieces of work are going to come in here. I've also decided to start using up what I've got towards the end of the year. Now, I've had some black gesso hiding in one of my boxes and I haven't actually used it. It's wonderful stuff. If you've never used it before, have a go. It looks quite messy when you put it on, but it dries beautifully. If I just show you how soft and beautiful it dries. And I had a gold pen flying around, so I used that and popped a little bit of red acrylic there in the berries, and I think it looks quite festive. I think perhaps it looks more wintry than autumn, but it's fine. So I've put a bit of black gesso down to use it up, and I need today to think about filling the rest of these pages in autumn, I think, because it won't be too long before we're in winter. No, it won't. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you love the journaling bit, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to find some nice music, make myself a nice warm drink because I think you can see by my jumper, it's getting cold. Yes, it is. And have a little art journaling session. I've got my light here that I can switch on to make it look like daylight. I'm going to share this process with you as well because if you want to go with black gesso, this is a really simple, quick, easy art process. So I'll share that with you, and I'll also show you what I do with some of these pieces that I took from the old journal, how I merge them into this journal. And yes, then we can move on a bit towards the end of the year and use our resources up that we have as well at the same time. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. Do stay to the end of the video and please subscribe if you can. It's very encouraging. It's really lovely to share the creative process and read your comments. I read every single one of them and they're lovely, they really are. And I had some lovely, lovely comments about Timmy, which I shared with him. Yes, I did. Anyway, have a good week. Look after yourselves and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now. today I am going to look at a selection of collages and autumnal spreads that I did in my old journal, and I'm going to merge them into my current journal. And I've got also some little bits from magazines that I've cut out, and I'm going to try and blend all these together. I have been cutting away. That's going to fit in nicely there. I've cut a magazine scrap out there. I've still got some other pieces to fit into the journal. So I'm going to work away happily on that, and I will see you in the next video. I do hope you'll come along. We're going to finish autumn and get ready for our final season in the art journal, winter. Yes. Have a good week, and I hope you'll join me again very soon. Bye for now.